Hello and welcome to another Penfriend tutorial. We're going to be looking at some of the new features on the on-screen keyboard that I think are very exciting. So I think this would be really beneficial to those users who maybe use a trackball, or an adaptive alternative mouse to access the Penfriend keyboard. On-screen keyboard, that is. So currently, as I'm using the on-screen keyboard, I have to click onto each one. So it means that I have to roll the mouse over to the letter I want, and then click onto the letter, and then the Penfriend prediction will find the letter very intuitively and give me that prediction. So here we go. I'm clicking onto each one, and clicking, and there you see I've got the word click. But what if I have difficulties actually physically clicking? Well, I'm going to look at a new option into Penfriend and just go into View and Preferences, and I'm going to change the function keys to the number keys, and you'll see why shortly. So I've changed to number keys, and we're going to go into the on-screen keyboard. So this is a new feature in Penfriend, is on-screen keyboard, and you can see here we've got a number of options. We can type on hover, speak on hover, and there's a transparency, so we'll come back to each of these separately. And there's also a timer as well, so you can set the amount of time that you want the keyboard to hover, and I'll show you just now what that actually is. Okay, so just keep in mind before I was clicking onto the keyboard, but the beauty now is I'm going to start hovering. So let's get rid of that click there. That I've just made a mistake, so let's delete that, take that back. Okay, that's better. So now I'm going to just hover over the keyboard. So if I've got a trackball or an adaptive mouse, you can see now I'm just no clicking required, just hovering over each letter. Number 3 gave me hovering. I'm looking for the word over. Okay, there it is. So this is a good example of just hovering over the keyboard without any clicking. And there's keyboard came right up, but I missed it. Number 3 over the keys. And so you could look at the other feature that we have now. So this would be quite good again for somebody who needs a bit of audio feedback. Maybe also requires just to know what the letters are, can hear the letters. Could be good for someone, for example, or learning to touch type. And this is speak on hover. So let's click OK to that, and then click OK. Okay, place the cursor in there.
A. Space. N. Space. N. W. Space. E. W.
Okay, so now
Space.
Penfriend is just
F.
hovering over. I can hear those letters spoken back to me.
A. 1.
Put it straight in there. So there's an excellent new feature with Penfriend.
I. S. Space. V. T. A. Talking. K. Keyboard.
Okay, so that's 2 new features that we have in Penfriend. So let's go back into View, into Preferences, into the on-screen keyboard, and now look at transparency. So let's look at transparency. Let's take that transparency down. So you might be thinking, why would we put something like this in? Well, We think that there are probably many users who might be embarrassed about using assistive technologies, or they don't want their friends to see or their peers to know about it. So what this does, it enables them to really just have Penfriend running in the background almost invisibly if you want to. Like you can go back into View, for example, and into Preferences, into on-screen keyboard, and take that transparency right down. So now Penfriend will just work in the background. So only the user knows that they're using it. But of course, if you want it to see in its true glory, we can bring it back up to 100 and OK. So there we have some great new features. Speak on hover, click on hover, and also transparency. Some great new stuff from Penfriend.